Hello and welcome to the final of the UK Thrones War with me, Rebecca Walker, joined as always by Richard Walker.
Bonjour.
And today on the left we have Kostas, and on the right we have Franke. We can see that Kostas is playing Night's Watch Alliance with with Qohor and Rose. On the right, Franke is playing Bara with Alliance, Qohor and Rose. We did unfortunately just somehow lose the first 10 minutes. We're not doing very well. We're going to sort out these memory cards. But we're just going to quickly run through the board. Richard on the left.
So we can surmise that Kostas set up the underground vault, Three-Finger Hob, Seasoned Woodman and Maester Mullin.
He's played up the gates to get the Gates of the Moon, and marshalling Yoren has managed to steal the Courtenay from Franke.
Yep, and he's also put the attachment on the Seasoned Woodman to draw another card, I assume.
Yep, and that's a catapult that he's put on there. On the right, Franke had a Hedge Knight, the Dragonstone Faithful, Mark Mullendor, and what's that one called again?
That's the High Garden Courtier.
Thank you. And on the back row, we've got a Great Hall, oh my god, can you go through the
King's Gate, Rose Garden, something that's seeded by the guard, and the Other Queen.
Thank you. So Franke had started this that we could see doing a power challenge. Kostas used the catapult to blow it up. So the Hedge Knight has gone into the dead pile.
You'd hope so. After being catapulted.
I guess it makes sense.
It does make sense.
And he also used Maester Mullin's ability to say that Mark cannot do an intrigue challenge. So instead Mark is doing a military challenge here. And I believe that's us up to date.
Excellent. So a military challenge for 4. Do you fully block it? Do you just accept it?
No, I think you let Courtney die, right?
You could.
Because at least it stops Franke from marshalling again if he manages to get him off of Kostas' side.
It stops him marshalling it again if he's on the board.
Yeah.
Because we know, well, we're very unlikely Bara Qohor Road is unlikely to run marched.
He could run Vardy though, right?
He could. But then you're forcing Franke to play it.
Mm.
Where Courtenay seems pretty good to have on your side of the board. If you can win power challenges, which he certainly can.
He's decided to let that military go through, so Courtney has died, and Franke here is just triggering the Qohor. So sacrificing... maybe he seized his own.
Yep, he might. So Franke has seized his own jousting pavilion, which is, again, good play. We spoke before in a video with James Wormsley about playing negative attachments on your own thing, just so you can Qohor them off.
And by doing that, he's allowed himself to go and grab I think it's a Warhammer, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And increasing Mark's strength has knelt the Courtier to restand Mark.
I mean, the funny thing is, if Kostas had fully defended with Yoren and Courtenay, then that Siege Bodyguard would have stayed on the Jousting Pavilion. Franke wouldn't have been able to get a challenge through this round, and that would have just fell off, leaving Franke with no attachment.
Oh yeah, of course it would. But it doesn't fall off until the beginning of the marshalling phase, right?
Correct. But Franke can't get a Qohor trigger until the next round.
So Franke defended the Intrigue Challenge, though winning it. By doing so, that meant that he could swap out Mark for the top card in his deck, which is Thor. I can't even remember what his real name is in this. Was it Justin Massey?
Yeah.
Thor look like? Cool. So Thor's out. No one went on because it was tied. And so we start round 2 with neither player having got any power in the first round.
That's crazy.
It's quite unusual, isn't it? And the Seasoned Woodman, they're staying knelt because the catapult was used last turn. So, on to our second plots then. What might you expect here, do you think?
God knows. They're both Qohor and Rose, Banners, Alliance. Both doing a similar thing, but from a different angle. So, and they're both opened at the gate. I wonder if they have similar plot lineup. I know they're both available on Throne DB.
I was going to say, are they both on?
They are. they're both likely to be running VD.
So, okay. So trade routes into barring the gates. I imagine this is to stop Franke from triggering Mark this round. And tying on initiative and also tying on power. So we're just rolling the dice there to decide first player. Didn't quite see who won initiative, but it looks like Franke is the first player. And we're going to the marshalling phase.
Yeah, so...
Oh well, he's collecting gold actually. From the trade routes. All the gold.
There is a lot of gold on the board.
He's also got the Great Hall and the Rose Garden as well. So it's going to have a decent amount of economy here. And the King's Road. He needs all the economy.
Frank is ready to do some things. Well, something coming out.
Ooh, that's a big...
Robert. You get very excited when a big character comes out.
I know.
Ooh!
And I feel like when the big characters come out, it's like, yeah, now it's time to get down to business.
Says a lot about your Game of Thrones philosophy.
What, when a big gets...
When a big character comes out, it's ready to roll. So you're obviously a big character kind of player.
I don't know. Would you say I am?
I wouldn't really call you a player, to be honest.
Thanks. Thanks.
But Massey and Bob seem good together.
Mm-hmm.
So Bob got a standing trigger. Providing he can claim his renown.
So, you know how last game we found out that Kostas would refer to himself as an oddish?
Right.
Presumably because he's odd.
Right.
I enjoyed Franke's opinion on which Pokemon he would be.
Oh, Frank! You asked Franke the same question.
Yeah! I was interested. Are you interested?
I guess I'm a little bit intrigued.
So, if you were to describe Franke, like looking-wise, how might you describe him?
Tall.
Tall. Exactly. So, he responded with, I would love to think I'm a Lapras, but it is probably more likely that I would be a Girafarig.
I have no idea what any of that meant.
It's a Pokemon that looks like a giraffe.
I can see that fits.
I quite like it.
I think we've got a practice blade there on another seasoned woodman.
Ooh.
Just so Kostas can do some more stuff.
Yeah, swappy.
And like we say, Frank has got Mark Mullendor out again. He got the Warhammer on Robert, which...
Does Intimidate, right?
It doesn't actually do anything. Because Robert already had Intimidate, and he printed Strength 5, so it doesn't give him a Strength buff either. I don't know if that would have been better on someone else.
Possibly. I mean, maybe he just wanted to get the attachment out and didn't really... Nah, he would have thought it through. He's not a bad player. But yeah...
Better than us.
Yeah, definitely. But no, you're right. It would have been better on someone else. It might have been that he was worried about another stealing thing. Because Justin Massey, Davos, Mullendor, aren't they all 4 cost?
Massey is 5, Mullendor and Davos are 4.
Okay. He might have been worried about the recruiter coming out on Kostas' side.
Oh, the recruiter for the watch only takes 2 costed characters or lower.
Oh, right, okay. In that case, I don't know. I give up.
Bound for the wall can only take characters from the deck, not the ones that are in play. And we know Kostas run Bound for the wall.
Yep, we saw it in the previous game, didn't we? I think it just ended up in the discard twice.
So yeah, Frank is going first with Robert and Intimidate.
I'm interested now as to why he's used that Warhammer on Robert. Like, Franco, if you watch the video and you feel like letting us know, it'd be appreciated.
I got the feeling Franco will watch the video.
Yeah?
Yeah, Franco strikes me as the kind of person who would watch the video of his plays.
Okay. Well, hopefully, Franco, if you're listening, you'll be able to let us know why you put the Warhammer on Bob.
Yeah.
So we have a Bob going in from military.
Yep. And if Kostas defends, he can kneel the courtier to restand Bob.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice, isn't it? So we've now got Mullin kneeling to say Robert cannot do a power challenge. So if he stands, it will only be a defence.
And just jump defending with Gren there. It's a slight shame to use Gren in this manner, because it means that you're not going to be able to do the power steal on the attack. But, you know.
I mean, you're never going to win it with Robert. With the likelihood that he would restand at some point if Gren ever knelt to do an aggressive military challenge, Robert would gain strength. Franke could restand him and defend.
Technically, Franke could withstand Bob, well, earlier, right? Like, he could have restood Bob immediately when those other characters knelt.
Yep.
So unless he puts, like, a boosting attachment on him now, he can't use them immediately, but then he can't use them for power anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Little Bird might be good.
Use them at any time, really. As soon as the challenge is announced, you can use them. Right, so we've got a king attachment on Davos, king at the wall, which is, I think, when you win a power challenge, you can draw cards equal to the amount of out of faction locations you have, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So I think he had 3 out of faction locations, which are Rose Garden, Joust and Pavilion, and the Arbor Queen.
That's a lot of card draw.
Yeah, and more importantly, it's a king attachment if he's running the king plot. Justin Massey gives Bob the stand.
Ah, that's why I didn't bother with the courtier.
Yep. Also, if you need the strength bump at any time, he had the Arbor Queen. Frank has got a lot of control over this board. He's in a very favourable position.
The Arbor Queen, is that just a regular action, or does it have to be during a challenge?
Just an action.
Okay.
So Robert's intimidated Yoren after making the aim and knelt to save something. Kostas' board doesn't look like it's going to be doing much attacking.
So the power there going through unopposed. And
Franke got the draw.
Yeah.
Of course, he doesn't need it for the king attachment because he's already got a king on the board.
Yeah. So it's okay if he's got the king in the north in his pot deck, because as you say, Bob is a king, so he doesn't need the attachment as well. But I guess it's a handy one to have in the deck, just in case you haven't found your Bob yet. Does it make a character a king?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got the option there. Oh, there we go, there's a little bird. So he might not be able to do the power challenge, but Bob can participate in the intrigue.
And I'm pretty sure he will.
And renowned Justin Massey. The intrigue. Quick block there. And that seasoned woodsman is going to be intimidated.
Seal of the hand gone. It's not like Kostas needed that, so probably a good choice for him. He got, he runs an Isle of Ravens at least, one off. So he could shuffle it in if he finds it. But I don't think he's got that many Lord characters.
No, he just runs Jon Snow, doesn't he?
Randall.
Is he run Randall as well?
Yeah, he runs Randall. You need to have an alternative Voltron in case Jon Snow dies for whatever reason.
Do we know if Kostas had any Save from the Dead pile plots? Does he have Close Call or...
I don't know. Why don't you consult your memory?
Oh, I won't find it as quick as you would find it.
That sounds like just a lazy excuse.
I mean, it's true that you know it. So he's gone and grabbed a bodyguard for Bob. And Kostas had already intimidated his own woodsman preemptively. And Franke also taking dominance, I believe.
Wow, a swing of 5-0 for that round. And for the game in total.
Seems good.
Franke is in a real commanding position here. He's got a big character with a bodyguard. Got some supporting cards of a courtier to stand his big character. The Arbor Queen can also stand Bob, and Justin Massey with his trigger can be stand Bob. And he's got some extra stuff as well with Mark Mullendor and Davos.
Oh, this was a good call.
Yeah, Franke expertly calls the reset.
So we have Valor into return to the fields. Franke choosing to go first there. And returning
I can say, Kostas, don't draw yet.
And yeah, returning enough characters into that discard pile so that the characters left add up to the 10 strengths worth. So he doesn't have to worry about the Valor.
So he's going to keep his 4 2-cost characters?
He's considering it. Looks like he's going to keep the Gren instead.
Yep, makes sense. He could have kept Eamon, but felt like, all those 2-costers do more work. I mean, the Seasoned Woodman is essentially Valyrian Steel Legend on a stick. Chuck an attachment on him, and you'll get either draw or gold. Hob, draw, great. Mullen, challenge control, might be useful. And Gren could be his route back into the game.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a little bit one-sided here.
Kostas needed to reset, really. Because with Mullendor, Massey and Davos on the board, kind of forces... Franke's got so much power behind that. He's got stealth, he's got essentially cheating to play tricks with Mullendor, and he's got stand for Bob.
And more stand for Bob.
He's got all the stand for Bob if he needs it. Now the thing with Kostas has a play. He is Qohor. He can fetch milk.
Yeah. If he can get a challenge through.
He can, yeah, that's right. And it looks like Intrigue is the way to go. Because Robert no longer has a little bird. He's got a bodyguard, so Intrigue is going to be the way Kostas can force something through. But not only does Kostas have milks, he has Craven.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Now, it's still difficult to get a challenge through military power against the Craven Bob. So...
Milk and Craven.
But Bara players run Crescent.
Yeah, of course. Doesn't look great.
But it all depends on what you draw. The thing with the Qohor, it allows you to search your whole deck for an answer in attachment form. Whereas Crescent, you just have to draw him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what attachment control Kostas has if someone like Jon Snow got milked, for example.
What other options are there apart from confiscation?
Confiscation.
Thanks.
There's Beyond Reproach, which basically removes all negative attachments on your characters and
There's weapons at the door as well.
weapons at the door.
That'd be bad for both Qohor players.
That would be a bad choice.
You wouldn't see that in a Qohor deck, would you?
Kostas looked at his card, put his head in his hand briefly, takes a second, because Franke has remarshalled Justin Massey, which gives Bob stand again, and he has a second courtier, High Garden courtier, and of course he's still got the strength bump in the Arbor Queen.
Is that a Warhammer on Bob again?
It is, yeah.
Maybe he's doing that in case Bob gets milked?
Yeah,
To make
possibly.
sure he's got Intimidate?
Yeah, that makes sense. Or even if Kostas has nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah, that also fits. That's the only thing I can think, if maybe he's worried about milk or nightmares. And the Ghost of High Heart is going to control Kostas' hand.
Quite possibly. I mean, the hand knowledge is definitely always helpful. So you know what threats you're going to be playing around, and you can probably guess what threats you're playing around in the Qohor attachments, especially when your opponent playing the same Qohor Rose that you are, if from a different main faction. Franke knows all the Nice Watch attachments, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd be interested to compare their Qohor Rose banners and see how similar they are. Would you guess they're pretty much the same, or...?
Not the same, because they're trying to do different things. So Kostas isn't really that concerned with the strength pumps or knights, which you see Franke had the jousting pavilions and Arbor Queen and the High Garden Courtiers. So Franke's all about boosting strength and getting some extra stand, it seems. Whereas Kostas doesn't seem to be that into Rose for that reason.
So
I would imagine
Kostas
is more into it for consistency effect. So he runs Oathkeeper, I think, which is if you win by 5, you can sack it to search for a non-Tyrell character, i.e. John.
Yeah.
And we'd seen previous games he runs the Crown of Golden Roses, which gives him a king character.
Also worth noting here that Kostas has played another Yoren to steal Jestin. Talking of Crown of Golden Roses, he's popped a crown on Bob there. He's already king, so it doesn't really make him difference. And Kostas doesn't have a lord to put the crown on at the moment. And he probably just wants that attachment on the board so that he can go and Qohor it. He also has a practice blade on the Seasoned Woodsman, which I think he drew a card for.
Yeah, so Yoren taking Justin Massey limits Franke's standing with Bob, although he can still stand him quite trivially.
Yeah.
With everything that he has on the board. You've got 2 courtiers, so that's essentially 2 stands. Given that Bob is not milked. So Mullen does a thing and says Bob can't participate in
Power.
Correct. Just seeing if you're watching, and it turns out you were either watching or guessed really quickly.
I just guessed really quickly. From the fact he's currently doing a military, I guessed it just really quickly.
Well done.
Thanks. Power of deduction.
So I've got military coming through for 7. I mean, Kostas can defend for 10, but that would put Bob up to 9, and we know Franke had an Arbor Queen, so he can't win.
Does he just defend with Massey and then kill him?
Oh, he also has a Seasoned Woodman who had a military icon.
Oh yeah.
So.
And a catapult.
That can't kill Bob though. Strength of 4.
No, but I like that it's got a catapult.
It does have a catapult.
So could you put a strangler on someone and then catapult them?
I'm not sure if it's printed strength. God, now you're going to make me consult my memory. Because that is the question I'd like to know the answer for.
This is where you're going to run away and just start building strangler catapult decks.
I guarantee it is not.
This is where George Ankers runs away and starts building catapults.
Even decks. George. No, just strength 4 or lower, so I guess the strangler works. No.
That sounds fun.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
George will do it.
Massey's dead now.
Massey is dead now. But Jankers will sort us out.
I think Yoren is a 2 of.
Oh, right.
In Kostas' deck is 75 card deck, for which you've seen both Yorens.
That worked alright.
That's fortunate. That's the Seasoned Woodman helps in that. Drawing cards from your deck quicker.
Yeah. So 3-finger hob, not Todd.
Alright.
We also get that effect.
Oh, the Ghost of High Heart is knighted.
Huh. Oh, that's cool. That means that she'll get +2 from the 2 jousting pavilions.
+3 because knighted also gives her an extra strength. That means she's going to be strong enough to win the Intrigue challenge.
Yeah.
And she's also going to be too strong for the catapult killer.
Ah. He's got it all planned, all figured out.
When she goes into challenge, she's going to be 5 strength. And if that guy's not, he also can't use the catapult either.
So the woodsman has been intimidated. Ooh, it's going for a chump power. Well, then again, there's no power icons on the other side, right?
There is not.
So yeah, you might as well just get an unopposed, right?
But there's no power on Kostas' card, so it's not really a challenge worth worrying too much about.
No, but...
But what?
Might as well get a free unopposed power, right?
That's what I'm saying. He just doesn't really need to worry that much about it.
Mm.
There doesn't seem to be anything coming back at him. But you never know. Kostas might be one of those crazy souls that sacrifice a catapult for Qohor just to get a noble lineage. Who knows?
I'm sure it's not that crazy.
A noble lineage for Joran, who's the only character that could take it.
Well, as Joran looks like he's about to be kneeling.
Actually, Joran might even be no attachments except weapon, I don't even know.
So Joran there doing the intrigue challenge. How much strength is Joran? Is he 3, 4?
3.
3. So defending with the Ghost of High Heart. And Kostas dismayed to realise that she wins the challenge because she's 5
strength. Yep.
Sad times.
He's like, damn. No Qohor for me. Better pass to Dom. So Franke wins that round 2-0.
Yep. So
Well,
7-0.
Technically 3-0 because Bara Alliance wiped out one of his powers. But yeah, so he still took the advantage. He didn't accrue power at as great a rate as he did in the last round. Could that Bara Alliance ruined his tempo a little bit? And although he called it with return to the field, that Massey going first made sure that Joran stole his Massey. Small little tempo. Now this seems good.
Yeah, PD.
Seems good for evolving the game. Political disaster definitely going to hurt Franke. He's got 7 locations on the board, and King of the North definitely going to hurt Kostas.
So I'm assuming the Crown of Gold and Roses doesn't count for Kostas' king because it's on the other side, yeah?
Kostas does not control a king character.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think this is a really good plot choice from both players. They're definitely plots that are going to, well, basically fuck up the other for a return.
Yep. Yeah, quite impactful.
Do you reckon it would be a swing?
Which way?
Well, I mean, Franke doesn't need any more of a swing. He's already on a fucking zip line.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. Franke doesn't have many icons, that's the thing. He doesn't have a lot of icon coverage right now. So he's relying on Robert to do a lot of work on this board. But with Mullen opposite Robert controlling what he can do, I mean, Robert can really only go into one challenge.
Yeah. I think Franke maybe needed that little bird to stay on Bob. Might hurt to not have that.
Yeah, I don't think the bodyguard's going to be that important in this game. Kostas doesn't run Valar Morghulis. Now, I don't know if Franke knows that, but I don't think Kostas has any direct kill effect. So, yeah, perhaps a little bird might have been better served staying on Bob. Easy to say after the fact when you can see the next round.
Yeah.
But can't really question Franke's decision.
No, it's him in the final, not me.
Well, during the play, because only he knows what plays he wants to make and what moves he wants to do and what moves he expects his opponent to do. Having seen Kostas' deck in action already, we have a better idea maybe of what Franke has, of what's in his deck.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. So we are just on Kostas' marshalling here. And the last time he took a while to decide on his marshalling, he was putting out a Joran. So what's he got this time? That's not quite as exciting as isn't that spare boot?
Yep.
Definitely not quite as exciting as a Joran stealing things.
Well, I don't know.
He moves the attachments around, right?
Yeah, so Kostas can kneel a seasoned woodman and catapult to kill Ghost of High Heart. And if Franke attacked with a courtier, for example, or something with 4 strength or lower, he can move that attachment to spare boot and then do it again.
I thought the catapult had to kneel.
It does, but spare boot, his action is you stand the attachment and move it to spare boot.
Ah,
So
double catapult.
Yep.
That seems good.
That's possible. Don't know if it's optimal. So we've got Oath Keeper on Yoren, along with Spare Boot. So not a great deal brought out there.
Yeah, saving 3 gold. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe he's got bound.
Well, he hasn't triggered his underground vault either.
He doesn't have. It's because it's King of the North.
Oh yeah, because we paused the video.
Yeah, so King of the North turn, which means that he's not going to be able to trigger anything. Saving 3 gold, so you can still play events, so we could trigger bound to the wall. Right?
Yeah, feasibly. Provided he wins the challenge.
Which he can do. I mean, he's got nice coverage of icons, I think. Power's slightly low, but...
How many cards does Franke have?
In hand?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
He got
quite a few.
Yeah, he got plenty.
Maybe 5 or 6.
He should have some choices, but I don't know. He doesn't seem that happy.
Yeah, he's got 7 gold. He's got his Great Hall. So he could put out something biggish. But as you say, he doesn't seem too pleased with it, does he? Noting he did keep the gate there so that he can sacrifice to go and grab something. He's gone for an Arrogant Contender.
Okay, that's good. It gives him a little more icon coverage. Got a lot of power icons on the board. Only 1 intrigue icon and the 1 military icon. So getting extra military and intrigue icons is good. And the Arrogant Contender might have been better in previous rounds when he had Jousting Pavilion to back him up along with an Arbor Queen.
Yeah.
Which can really terrify your opponent into giving you unopposed challenges or chump blocks.
Okay, Crescent. I think that's a really good shout, actually. With Kostas being the first player, it's a lot easier for him to grab a milk for Bob. So by putting that Crescent out, it's basically just saying, you're going to have to milk me first if you do want to get that milk on Bob.
The only thing with that is now Kostas milks Crescent and then he milks Bob.
Yeah, but it just means that it's extra work for Kostas to get that milk to stick on Bob.
My point being, if Franke doesn't put Crescent out, Kostas milks Bob, Crescent comes out and clears the milk, then Kostas has 1 milk left in his deck. Because he runs 2.
Oh, okay. I mean, Franke doesn't know that, I guess, but
True.
Yeah, that also makes sense. So an intrigue from Yoren there. It's Yoren, right?
It is.
With Oathkeeper, so the strength has been increased.
Franke eager to protect his hand.
Arrogant Contender's thing is on attack though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Would you have been tempted to let a challenge through to give Kostas some power to take so you can then reclaim it back?
Maybe, but I'd be more willing to let the military through than the intrigue. The military, you're only really losing a chud, whereas an intrigue, you could be losing something important from your hand.
Yeah, he can't trigger Gren this round.
So yeah, I'd be tempted to let this one go through unopposed. Just kill off a chud. But it looks like Franke wants to get that power on Bob.
And he considered using the courtier until he realised Bob kneeling doesn't increase his own strength. So he needs something else to kneel to do that.
Which is actually a slight issue. If Kostas ends his challenges here, Franke would have to do the power with either Crescent or the courtiers, or the faithful. But then Kostas can use Mullen to say that Bob can't do the military. So I think if Kostas just waits now, it can stop Bob from being able to do another challenge. Or he can just go in. So Bob is kneeling and standing and then kneeling to defend that power. and getting the renown. I think Kostas would have been better than not doing that.
I don't know, this isn't bad. Franke playing defensively, he's gained 2 power out of it, and he still has his own challenges to do.
That's what I mean. I think it would have been better for Kostas not to have done the challenge there. I don't know what your opinion is on that.
Going in for power with 1 character. So yeah, Kostas is considering defending that fully. He wins it. And do you think he's going to mull in the military?
Oh, he can't, can he?
Oh yeah, King in the North.
Damn
that plot.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That means he couldn't even trigger the catapult. Cry.
Yeah, in that case, I think it's not as bad, but I still think not doing the power would have been better to stop the extra renown on Bob from Kostas' side, I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think he really achieved anything by doing it. So Franke there. True and Qohor. Yep, going for Oathkeeper. And just a reminder that Crown of Gold and Roses is Kostas's.
The Oathkeeper's gone on crest and in dead, which is an interesting choice. I really would like to know Franke's thought processes behind putting his attachments on the characters. We've seen Warhammer on Bob. Was that because maybe he gets milked on Nightmare? We see now Oathkeeper on Maester Crescent. Yeah, I'm not really sure why.
Yeah.
It's not something. I'm not a big Qohor player, so I don't really understand that thought process. Perhaps Franke can educate me and people like me.
Yeah, because he did seem to strongly consider putting it onto Bob and then changed his mind, put it onto Crescent. It could be that he's worried that if Bob, for some reason, left the board, at least it'd have some attachments spread around. Because there is always that risk that you would have no attachments on the board and then you wouldn't be able to do any Qohor tricks.
Yep.
So it could be for that.
Franke's gone up to 11 power now to 0. Commanding lead. His board isn't amazing. He got 4 power Monocon, the icon that matters, and 1 Intrigue Monocon. Kostas also has Monocon, but he seemed to have a spread of icons and a spread of effects. Gwen's pretty cool. Hob can draw him cards. Spare Boot. Seasoned Woodman. He's got Maester Mullin as well. He's got all little things that do something annoying.
Yeah. So I think Kostas has got more tricks, whereas Franke's got Bob and the courtiers to keep using Bob, basically. If Bob gets turned off, that could be an issue. Oh, this could be good. So, turning for the king. So, Franke trying to go in for the win. However, Kostas has played Forced March, which means that all those knights and big characters are going to be knelt.
I would have thought there you'd kneel Bob first. That way, if Kostas kneels Gwen, you can trigger a courtier to stand Bob.
Yeah.
And then you can kneel Arrogant Contender.
I guess it forces Kostas to kneel out more of his board.
Yeah. Because you can trigger courtier again and again. But it does reduce your challenge phase trick. And maybe Franke is quite happy to leave it like this.
Yeah, because he can still use the courtier twice in the challenges phase to restand Bob and actually be able to use him. Whereas Kostas might just keep kneeling out military icons to keep that Bob knelt and use up the courtiers.
Here we go. Kostas is obviously using strength increasing tricks too. With the courtiers. And a Donald Nye comes out. No bestow, so he's just out for his icons.
What does he do with bestow?
You can spend a gold to put in an attachment into play.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty good when you ambush catapults in for 1 gold.
Yeah, that'd be great. He does have 2 gold remaining again, so threatening that bound for the wall.
Imri.
Oh, okay.
Well, that PD's now done work.
Hmm.
Can you imagine Imri killed himself and got rid of all those locations he had earlier?
Yeah.
That'd be game winning. Can just sack off those 5 locations that he's already gotten rid of. Nil 5 of those 7 characters.
So just to note, Bob's been restood because Franke knelt a Dragonstone Faithful and pay for something, and that allowed him to use the courtier to restand Bob. We also have a Green Apple Knight, and as we mentioned, Imri.
Gak.
So he's got... Is Imri a knight? I'm assuming so. So Imri and the Green Apple Knight are both going to potentially be able to get some renown from the Tourney from the King.
Yeah, and Franke has 3 knights, which means Green Apple Knight non-kneeling.
Sadly for Franke, he is not the first player. So what were you going to add?
I can say, so what Kostas' strategy here? Could Bob standing, they're courted, if he's careless, Bob can get renown, Franke can win the game.
I was going to say intrigue makes sense. Because Bob doesn't have the intrigue icon to get the renown. And it also encourages the Green Apple Knight to kneel.
So Franke only has 2. They had the Go to the High Heart with 2 strength, and the Green Apple Knight, which is 1, 2, 3 strength plus Tawny Lance.
There's 2.
Oh my. And now he cannot block it, right?
Not unless he knows the Green Apple Knight.
So an intrigue for 6. Looks like he's going to get a bound to the wall off.
Yeah, unless Franke's got some... I don't know.
Still, Franke looks good. He's got Robert there, but he could get milked.
So bound for the wall.
Oh!
Renly seems good.
Renly or Garland. Wow.
Renly lets you put extra characters into play, right?
And
Garland, is that the
Bestow.
Yeah, to increase strength, isn't it?
Yep.
Renly have renown?
Renly does have renown.
Seems good.
So we're going to get claim and cohort trigger. So presumably he's going to milk Bob to slow down the power gain.
I think he needs to at this point.
And slow down, the strength of which he is at. That may enable him to win another challenge and get the second milk on Crescent. There's a dupe of Crescent. But intrigue claim soaked on his job.
So Kostas' first challenge is won and first cohort trigger of the game, is it?
Quite possibly. You've still got a big deck there.
Certainly his first power. That's
Craven
not
on
what I was
Bob.
expecting.
Well, that's good.
Bob can't attack, but he can still defend the military and the power if he wants to get that renown.
This is true. But if Imri or Green Apple Knight attack for their renown, they can get catapulted.
This is also true.
So Kostas has an element of control there. Mullen's still standing. Kostas still has Renly he could fire. Suddenly he got some options. I can't remember what characters he had in his hand when we go to High Heart.
He had a Crafter.
Crafter.
But I think that's the only character. He had 2 bound for the wall, Crafter.
Yeah, but he can't put Crafter into play.
Oh, because he's not... What? Why not?
Renly can only put into character printed cost X. X is Renly's strength, which is currently 3. I mean, in theory, he could go Qohor for another copy of Oathkeeper if he had one, chuck it on Renly, then trigger Renly to put Cresta in.
Is Oathkeeper not unique?
It is. Okay. Oh, is there still one on the board? Yeah, it's still on Yoren, and you can't Qohor an attachment away for the same attachment. It has to be a different title.
Practice Blade would work, right?
Practice Blade would work right. Has Kostas party challenging?
I think he's still considering. Would you like another questionnaire response?
You sent out a questionnaire?
Not a questionnaire as such, but I did send some questions to our top 4.
Oh, right. Okay, well, what question did you get?
Well, I asked all 4 of our top 4, so that was Franke, Kostas, Chris, and brain fart, Whammer.
Who?
I don't know why that took me so long to think. And I did ask them how they thought Calvin's beard was quite so soft.
Well, hold that thought. We've got an intrigue coming in from a Green Apple Knight who's going to die immediately through a catapult.
Boom! That was easy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Catapult on Gak.
So Franke has questioningly said, milk? Maybe Bailey's? Gotta be some kind of liquid, but how would I know? I can barely grow a beard. That's because you're a giraffe, apparently, and I don't think giraffe Pokemon have beards. Do they have beards? I'd assume not.
I don't even know what it is. Well, I am a little bit saddened by the fact he put a sad face emoji after that, which indicates Franke would really actually like to A, have a beard, and B, soak it in milk.
Do you think he's really jealous of Kostas' beard?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
He also has an opinion on Calvin's beard.
Oh, Kostas really into the beard here. He says Calvin soaked it in camel milk and honey. Secret recipe of Cleopatra uncovered in his trip to Egypt.
Do you reckon Kostas got that tip from him? Do you reckon that's why Kostas' beard is so beautiful and silky?
Maybe.
Wow.
Oh, the round over.
Yeah.
You distracted us with your trivia from the actual game.
That's all right.
That's not how you're supposed to use it.
The viewers can see.
That's my line.
Chris Mewson thought that it was because Calvin's beard's an extension of his personality, and one was like,
what?
Soft? It's like barbed wire, that thing.
Whoa.
I know.
You just jumped into that, but let's talk about Chris Mewson's here. It's an extension of his personality. What?
Calvin's soft.
Hairy and smelly.
He's not got a smelly beard. He soaks it in camel milk.
It probably smells of camels. And I can't imagine camels are that hygienic.
So, if anyone has smelt Calvin's beard, could you please let us know if it smells of camels?
Calvin Green from London, in case you were wondering.
Oh yeah, just to clarify.
Yeah,
you'll know Calvin because he's got no hair on the top of his head and has this amazing big bushy beard. On his chin, just to clarify where that beard is.
Well, where else would you have a beard?
I don't know, you might have big bushy areas of hair elsewhere.
They wouldn't be called beards then, would they? They'd be called merkin. Maybe not a merkin. But...
I don't think Calvin would have a merkin.
Oh, Calvin might have a merkin. Let's not judge.
He might do.
I mean, you're laughing. This is no laughing matter. If the man wants to have a merkin, let Calvin have a merkin.
Calvin, if you need to compensate for your bald head with a merkin and your beard, then we can understand this.
So, have you just seen what happened there?
Yeah, Crescent got rid of the Craven.
I'm more referring to the plots.
Yeah, we had turning the Pentoshi into You Win or You Die.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention.
So Franke has lots of gold for his Win or You Die turn and plenty of cards in hand. Can he close it out this turn?
Oh, he's only 3 off. He's got Bob and he's first player. You'd guess so?
He's got rid of the Craven with the Crescent.
I mean, if you could get a couple more locations so that you can kill Imri and get some characters now, that would be good.
I'm wondering now if Franke actually does have a reset.
I don't know. Do you want to consult your memory?
Memory being consulted.
Oh, is that oh, what you call it?
The Hanno wine.
Yeah, the Hanno wine.
Yeah.
We got told off for not calling it a Hanno wine.
That's alright. One of our German viewers called Paul, he commented and said, I'm really surprised you didn't call it the Hanno wine. I'm so disappointed. And Hanno does like the honey wine.
You've forgotten its real name. Yeah, so honey wine. That's when you gain power if you win by 5, is that right?
Probably. Yeah.
So Franke's really going in for the win here. A dupe on the ghost. Got that green apple knight back out. Well, I'm assuming that's a different one actually. But the other one is dead. And all 3 High Guard and Courtiers here. We are under Kostas' marshalling. So
what am I looking for?
If he has a reset.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think his deck's there.
Oh, you lied to us earlier. You said it was online.
It might have been.
Oh, look, we're over the halfway point.
Stop wittering. Wait, what?
I don't think that class is a witter. Ooh, look.
What am I
John's out. Kostas now means trouble.
Kostas mean trouble?
Yeah. It's got snow.
No, don't you think...
Jon Snow.
Aren't you supposed to say Kostas means business?
Oh, yeah. Ooh, and now that Crescent's been used, we have a milk on the Bob.
That is quite possibly the most important thing he's just done to save the game.
Because otherwise he just wins, right?
Well, he can Maester Mullin something, but he could just go in for a lot of power strength. He could use Imri to sack his location, nil the power icons. Well, actually, I think Kostas chooses. How many power icons does Kostas have?
Not that many.
1, 2, 3, 4. And the 5th one is knelt. So you could use Imri to sack 2 locations. Kostas might kneel, spare boot. You know, something like that.
Yeah, I think Franke wouldn't sacrifice the honey wine if he was going to do that, because it's another way that he can get some power.
Well, he might do. If Robert could attack, he got 2 claim and renown. He'd just sack all 3 with Imri, so he'd kneel 3 out of his 4 standing power icon.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be the power icons, does it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So he could kneel anything.
That is right.
I mean, without the milk, Franke just goes in for a massive power challenge with everyone that he can, and wins by enough to get renown, claim,
but
and
even
honey wine.
so, if Imri does kill himself and sack 3, that kneel 3 characters, that boosts Bob to 9?
Without the milk.
10? Yeah. So fascinating this is.
What strength is Imri? 2?
2, yeah.
Yeah, so Imri knelt going into the challenge is the exact same strength boost into the challenge as it would be if the 3 locations were sacked and 3 characters knelt.
What?
If Imri kills and if there was shut up. If there was no milk, Imri killing himself and sacking 3 locations, you're saying would boost Rob's strength by 3 because there'd be 3 characters knelt. But if Imri goes into the challenge himself, he's 2 strength plus he's a knelt character, so that's essentially still 3 strength that's going into the challenge with Bob without killing Imri.
But Kostas has 3 standing characters.
Yeah. But I was saying the strength of Bob doesn't change in that instance.
I get it. Bob milked anyway, so it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what we're arguing about this for. Just having a discussion, aren't we, darling?
Are we? Cool. So I think the milk on Bob has probably saved Kostas from instantly losing.
Yeah, let's just agree on that bit. What's that location, by the way, on the Green Apple Knight?
What's the location on the Green Apple Knight?
Did I say location?
You said location.
I meant attachment.
It's a Tawny Lance. So it gives the Green Apple Knight +1 strength, and while he's attacking alone, the opponent can only declare 1 character as the defender.
Okay.
That's a guess. Feels like an educated guess.
Sounds like the kind of thing that would be on Attorney Lance.
Oh yeah, would be on Attorney Lance.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Attorney Lance.
Oh.
Tiny Lance.
Bog off.
But Franco's going to win or die. But he's got to decide which challenge to do first.
I thought you were going to say, but he's got to decide whether to win or to die.
I mean, Kostas has a really decent spread of icons. Probably a better spread of icons than Franke actually has.
And although Franke is 12-1 ahead, there is another half an hour to this game. And looking at the board states, you can see why there's another half an hour to the game. I mean, this is going to take a lot of thought and planning to try and get through challenges. So Franke has decided to go for the military with the green apple knight non-kneeling.
So the green apple knight is 1, 2, 3, 4 strength.
They're not that strong, so it should be quite easy to defend.
Maybe they don't kneel.
Ah.
Here we go, we've got the spare boot trick. He dragged the catapult over from the seasoned woodman and he kneels to kill the green apple knight.
So, of course, that means the military fizzles. Although Kostas can still defend it if he wanted.
This is a good move by Kostas, stopping Robert from doing power. I think that is the right choice.
So, basically, Kostas, yes. Here, oh my god, I was cursing Kostas because he kneels him and says Bob can't do power. Then he changes his mind. So basically, when Kostas does this, I pause my editing. I cut the video up, I add little text bits. So it takes me like a couple of minutes just to add this little bit in. He changed his mind. So I was like, oh. And then he did the intrigue on the arrogant contender. I was like, fine. So I got rid of my edit, did the edit for the arrogant contender, press play. He changes his mind again. So I had to cut that bit back out and put the new edit in. So yes, Kostas, grr, you cost me like 10 minutes of editing while you're changing mindingness.
You should have been more patient and watched it.
Well, no, like a challenge starts, I start making the cuts and start putting the edits in. Well, things happen, I make cuts and put edits in.
Bad Kostas.
Yeah, don't change your mind so much.
So, well.
Else I'll sack you from the camera.
Well, he is, in the final here. I think in a 2-hour final, you're allowed to change your mind a little bit.
No.
Question yourself.
No, I'm not allowing it.
I mean, changing his mind for the second time proved to be quite vital, I think. Because now he can win a power challenge on defence.
So yeah, just clarifying there that Bob was, in the end, decided that he can't do the power challenge.
So we've got the arrogant contender coming in for the intrigue, right? And he'd been restood.
I think that was defended and won by Kostas.
Yeah, I'm just explaining the standing and...
Okay. Sorry. Carry on, as well.
So yeah, he'd been restood and Kostas blocked. What with that Questa and Joran, I think.
Yeah.
And now we've got the power challenge coming in, which, interestingly, is kind of weak. On you win or you die turn, you want to be really pushing through your challenges here, and Franke has lost all 3 of them.
Yeah. So this turn has not gone to plan. I mean, he's at least got Renly milked, but I don't know. I don't think there's a lot good that came out that round for Franke.
Could have been worse.
It could have been worse, but he's not won a single challenge.
An extra gold and play Bound to the Wall again.
He does have another Bound to the Wall, so he could have done.
I know.
What Kostas needs to do now, though, is make sure he wins a challenge, because he needs to get a milk on Crescent before Crescent can kneel in the next marshalling phase to get that milk off of Bob. So I think that's Kostas' most important thing here. He has to make sure he wins a challenge.
So, I mean, Jon Snow's on the board, and I think he has all 3 keywords. There's the Builder, Spare Boot, there's the Steward, Donald Noy, and there's the Ranger, Gren. Now, Jon Snow has all 3 keywords. He's got Stealth, Intimidate, and Insight. I think he's going to win all 3 challenges. Now, I am sitting next to Kostas at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
And he is stressing me out.
Because?
Because he doesn't get a milk for Crescent.
What? Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he definitely stresses me out. So John wins the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he gain a power?
Gren?
Gren. Oh, that was military with Gren as well.
Yeah, so Gren steals the power and puts it onto John. We've got the military claim. So that's the duplicate of the Ghost of High Heart.
Makes sense.
The practice grade. Sorry, go on. Practice blade.
Practice blade.
I know, you distracted me when you started talking. And so now I'd be like, get the milk for Crescent, but you've already said that he doesn't get the milk for Crescent.
No, he does something better. I'm thinking, he can do it again and then get a milk for Crescent. So I'm like, you're stressing me out, Kostas. Got intimidated as well.
Yep. So intimidating the arrogant contender means that he can stealth past the Ghost of High Heart to get an unopposed intrigue challenge.
But not before he takes the insight.
Yes.
There we go.
So I'm going to assume he does the intrigue now then. Seeing as he took care to know that intrigue icon. And then he might want to just start getting some of that power.
Well, he's going to win all 3 challenges, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have a power icon stood, did he?
Who, Franke?
No, Kostas.
I was going to say. Right, it's going to do the power, just stealthing a random dude, I guess.
A random chap. That way he can intimidate the Ghost of High Heart and then Hobbit or Don or Noyet.
So, power there wasn't unopposed, but we do have claim. And getting rid of the
Dragon Glass Dagger. Milk for Crescent.
Please. He asks if Franke minds him changing.
Catapult going. Wait, that doesn't sound like a milk for Crescent.
Like a seal, maybe?
And now I'm getting real stressed. A long claw.
That gives him renown, right?
It does. And I'm thinking, he hasn't forgotten about Crescent, has he? That would be super stressful if he's forgotten about Crescent.
Where were you sitting? Because I was sitting next to Kostas.
No, you weren't. I was sitting on Kostas' right. You were sitting next to me on my right.
Yeah. I just ignored that you were next to me. I was too focused on Kostas.
Kostas and his dreamy beard, his camel milk and honey.
Yeah, he does have a very wonderful beard. Not quite as good as Calvin's, but it is a wonderful beard.
Wow. Brutal.
I mean, Calvin has got the best beard in the UK, I'm sorry.
So Jon Snow takes his renown, hits Intimidate, presumably got his insight, and then Intrigue Claim comes through with Hob. Courtney. Oh, Dragon Glass Dagger sack for Qohor. Is it time? It's time!
Thank God. Wow, that was a really good run for Kostas. So on Franke's 2 claim plot, he's actually brought Franke back 2, so Franke's down to 10, and he's shot himself up to 5.
And I think that's all down to Milk of the Poppy.
That milk on the bob was really, really important.
But not only that, he had to make sure the Craven was on Bob the round before to ensure that Crescent would be nil.
Yeah, I don't know how deliberate that was, but if it was deliberate, then that's a really good play. And yeah, it's worked really well for him. I mean, Kostas winning Dom as well there. So 10-6 at the end of that round.
Yeah, because if Kostas just milks Bob, Crescent just nil to get rid of it in the Martian phase. So.
Or you just milk Crescent.
Yeah, but then Bob on 2 claim turn killed you. Dead.
Yeah, it was a tricky one, but Kostas figured it out. So well done, Kostas.
Well done, Kostas, for figuring that out. You sound so condescending.
He wasn't meant to be condescending.
Wasn't meant to be condescending.
so Kostas ending. I like that.
You've been tickled.
I have.
Well, Franke was 11-0 up at one point, and now he's only 10-6 up. So that seemed to be a bit of a real swing round on Franke's 2-claim turn.
Yeah.
And of course, he ended the round with no cards.
Yeah, of course. He does have his gate there. Which gate is it for the Bara one?
King's Gate.
King's Gate, that makes sense. It does have the King's Gate, so...
You can't trigger it.
He can't trigger it because he doesn't have 5 power on his faction card.
Correct.
Ah.
So maybe that's
sad.
an issue with the deck if you're looking to accrue power on a character, a Voltron character, with your attachment. Yeah, King's Gate don't necessarily really help. Now it's Kostas' turn to play King in the north. Of course, Franke still does have a king, despite Robert being Milk. Milk does not remove traits.
But probably just wanted to get the plot over and done with. Franke playing Bar on the Gates. So
Yeah.
similar, like they both have both of those plots in their decks then basically.
Yeah, I mean it's helpful because Kostas doesn't have his king attachment, but he has bound to the wall Franke's king, Renly.
Oh yeah.
Which is why it's not going to hurt him. So,
Dupe on John there.
Franke played Bar in the Gate. He hasn't played a reset. I don't know if it'd be advantageous for him to do so. I'm not sure it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume he has VD. But as you say, probably not the best thing for him to be playing.
I mean, I don't think it matters at all. Because Kostas saves, I don't know, Jon Snow and a courtier. And then he sacrifices Crasta to just bring everything back. Right?
For VD, they go on the bottom of the deck, right? Isn't Crasta for dead?
Oh, I don't know.
How does Crasta work again?
Let me read the Crasta. I know Crasta's immune to omens. Yeah, I think he might be killed actually.
Yeah, I feel like it was killed.
Oh, I'm glad you picked me up on this shit. Because I am so bad at cards.
If I'm wrong though, like we'll pretend this never happened. But if I'm right, yay, I've got something right.
If you're wrong, we'll just do a star wipe and we'll re-edit this.
Yeah, it never happened.
Can we re-edit it if I'm wrong?
No, I want to be right. I want to be the one that's right. Am I right?
Dead pile.
Oh yeah.
Star wipe.
I'm a winner.
Star wipe.
I'm a winner. Not going to star wipe.
Can we do? How do we stop this?
We don't.
Can we do?
Let's carry on.
Okay.
So Kostas has Marshall and a banging brother and bestowed it for 3. He's also got a double dupe on 3-finger hob. I've got to say this clearly because I was getting told off for calling him 3-fingered Todd. Although I wasn't saying that, it just sounded like I was saying that.
So Kostas with the begging brother actually is really, really impactful.
Yeah.
Because we have a Randall there who might like to trigger. We have an Imri who might want to trigger. We have courtiers who might want to trigger.
And Franke there, so his top deck must have been the Rose Garden and Randall, which is quite a nice little combination to have as your top deck.
I mean, it can't hurt. But he doesn't have any strength boosting tricks if he doesn't win a challenge on attack.
Yeah, this is true. And Kostas is going first, so...
Kostas is going first with an Intimidate, Stealth, Insight character who can restand if you win the challenge. He's 6 strength as well. He's pretty strong in his own right. I mean, you pick the weaker challenge and you go for it, right?
Yeah, I think Kostas is suddenly in a very strong position, especially compared to earlier.
I mean, what he can do is he can go in for a big military challenge with John and Gren. Make sure he wins that military challenge. He can sacrifice an attachment, maybe Oathkeeper or something. Get an attachment on John to restand John with the courtier by boosting his strength, and then, getting more challenges that way.
Yeah, and of course the Intimidate's going to be doing work.
Yeah, Gren's trigger's also going to steal some power as well. Going to chip away at Franke's power totals.
And as we've mentioned, by taking away that power from the faction card, it's making it more and more difficult for Franke to trigger the King's Gate to get more cards back.
That is also true. So we've got a green challenge coming in. Intrigue. So it's an intrigue challenge that seems to guarantee a cohort trigger. Because that intrigue is for 9 and Franke only has 5.
Yeah, the contender and the ghost high heart.
Yeah. So Kostas thinking, I want to get my cohort trigger off. Franke thinking, I don't want to list it unopposed. I like how he tried to subtly go, no, I knew the second one, I knew the third one.
So Franke are attempting to withstand the arrogant contender there and using up all 3 gold from the begging brother.
And bound to the wall as well.
Ah, okay. So Kostas tries to play bound to the wall here, and one of the judges pointed out that because of Bara on the gates, the character would not come into play. Franke said that, I mean, technically you can still play the card, you just won't get the character come into play. And Kostas has asked if it's okay to take it back. Franke said it's fine, but I have seen the top card of my deck. Is that okay? And between the players, they said it's fine.
We're happy to play on.
So it's very nice of Franke to let Kostas take back that mistake.
Well, they both gain from that, don't they, really? Because Kostas doesn't waste a card and make a really silly play. And Franke, I guess, has seen the top card of his deck, so there is some kind of knowledge he gets there. But, both players think it's fine, it evens out.
Yeah. So who have these players lost to in the Swiss?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, that's fair enough.
That's not something I keep track of offhand. But I can check. But I'd like to talk a little bit about the cohort trigger.
Yeah, sure.
So we had the Oathkeeper sacrifice to get a miner's pick.
Okay.
Who's that gone on? The Seasoned Woodman?
It looks like it. Unless Kostas changed his mind. Looks like he's not. And then the insight.
Insight? No, that's the reaction from the Seasoned Woodman.
Oh, right.
So the attachment
Apologies.
gone on to the Seasoned Woodman, and he's drawn a card from that. So essentially, that one challenge has knelt all 3 Highgarden Courtiers and the Arrogant Contender. Just by using the Begging Brother triggers. Pretty sweet. Does he go in with military now? Going to be easier to win than power, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I think... okay, he's got stealth, hasn't he? So he's putting Gren and John in, stealthing Bob. So the only military challenges here, military icons here that Franke can use is Imri and Randall.
So that's for 9 strength. Franke only has 7 on the board. So Kostas wins.
So it wasn't unopposed. We have claim of one of the courtiers. So, he's not going for cohort. Okay.
It's all cohort out.
Yeah, it might be that he's running out of attachments. I've not seen anything that shuffles things back into the deck.
But Randall's intimidated, which seems good. And now we have a 3 strength power challenge, maybe?
Well, Bob's still standing.
Yeah, but Bob, he doesn't have renown. Oh, we've got Begging Brother as well. The Kostas does have, 7 strength? No, he had 10 strength. Got Renly as well up there.
Yeah, I mean, does Kostas try and push for the win here with the power?
Well, I don't think you push for the win per se.
Just poker power.
You need to make sure you can win a power and defend, perhaps. I don't know. I just don't know.
Because the risk is, Franke has all 3 icons standing. So Franke could come back with 3 challenges, some potentially unopposed. So Kostas just needs to be careful of that.
You're going in for 6.
So Franke would need to kneel out Crescent and Bob.
What I would be worried about, if I was Kostas, if you overcommit here, you open up a hole for Franke to attack you. And if Franke can attack you, he could get rid of that bodyguard on Bob, for 1 cost strength boosting attachment on Randall and stand Randall, and then start pushing through more challenges.
Yeah.
But he's going to use Mullen. Yeah, here we go. So that hole in his defences, not even an issue anymore. Mullen taking care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Mullen. He should be a builder. But no, the Maester. A fighty Maester.
A fighty Maester.
Sorting out the watch. Making sure they're all good.
Apparently so.
Frank is going to use the Ghost of High Heart. Get rid of a dangerous card in Kostas' hand, yet bound to the wall because it is somewhat strong.
And that was the second one, wasn't it?
It is.
Yeah, which Kostas wasn't able to use this turn.
Dominant to Kostas, and we end the turn 9-9. Well, this is some comeback.
Yeah.
Like, he was on the brink of death.
Well, it was 12-1.
He was getting smashed 11-0 in the final at one point.
Yeah.
And now he's not getting smashed 11-0. He brought it back.
So we have about 10 minutes of this game remaining, and suddenly it's 9-9 after an hour and 15 minutes.
Been a good game though.
Yeah, got some cool plays.
A really interesting game. And that's what Qohor brings to you. It does bring some interesting games, some interesting decision making as well.
It's interesting to note, if this was a normal length game, then Franke would have already won on time. But because it's a final, it does have that 2-hour time limit. And that's definitely been good for Kostas. At least he's had the chance to come back and attempt to, get the win.
Do you think in a normal game they try to speed up their play in like the second half an hour?
Probably. But at least with a 2-hour time limit, it's allowed them to thoroughly think through what they want to do.
Yeah, I think it makes for a better game as well.
Mm.
I mean, you can't advocate 2-hour time limit for every game, but it can make for a really good game. You've played 2-hour games with people before, namely Stefan, following him, and they've been long, interesting games, right?
There have been several games against Stefan, who's been playing slowly, where I wanted to murder Stefan. No offence, Stefan, but
I see.
When I'm being slowly murdered by Martel or something, or whatever.
Lingering venom.
Yeah, that just wants me to strangle someone. But yeah, they're great.
Wow.
Just a quick note on the plots. We have a forced march into When We Die. So Franke obviously hoping to go first there and do some damage, but Kostas' plot has meant that all of Franke's impactful characters are knelt. Kostas has also managed to go first by winning the initiative there.
Fourth March has been a really good plot for Kostas in this game. Yeah, both times it's now out Bob. The first time wasn't that impactful, but this time it's now out all of his military icon, which is all of his decent characters. Huge tempo boost for Kostas here.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Kostas' board, he's going to smash this round. I mean, he should be able to get a challenge through with Jon Snow and Gran to steal another power and to get the renown. Oh!
That's funny.
Yeah, that's that's basically Franke's top deck from When You Die, right?
Yeah, When You Die and draw. But that's not going to be enough to save him.
Wow, I mean, Kostas needs another 8 power. That's rather a lot of power. You're not going to get that in one round.
Yeah, but Franke cannot change his fortune without winning a challenge offensively. Because, if he even won one challenge, he can get rid of that bodyguard for a strength boosting attachment on Randall, and he can start actually doing other challenges too. But until then, no.
Is he just used Donald
Noy to chuck in an attachment?
Yeah.
It was Oathkeeper. Yeah, which boosted Jon Snow's strength. High Garden Courtier stands him. How delightful.
And also means that he's winning by more to help him intimidate whoever he wants.
I mean, Jon
Although
Snow
pretty
and Gren seem pretty good power gaining machine with Stell.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is a silly question or not. Would he have been better doing the military with Jon and Gren and then doing the Donal Noy play during that challenge? Because then Jon would be stood and he gets to take 2 power, right?
Why was Jon not?
Jon went in for the Intrigue challenge.
Then, yeah, probably.
Also worth noting, unless I've got muddled up here somewhere, Kostas forgot to take his unopposed, I think.
Oh.
Milk on the Randall.
He runs 3 milks.
You were bullshitting all along.
Oh, speculating. Speculation.
And Kostas just pointing out that all the milks are in different languages.
Latte. What? I played against Kostas at Nationals last year and one of his milks was called Latte.
Oh, okay.
I think. Unless that was someone else and I just made it up. If I've made that up, sorry, Costa.
You tried.
I tried not to be Costa-sending.
I really like that.
You like it so much you can only weakly say, I like that.
I don't know why it tickles me so much. Next time you're being condescending, I'm just going to be like, don't be so Costa-sending, Richard.
And I'll say, I try not to be, but I strain the camel milk out of my beard. Anyhow. So yeah, we've got the military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got, what's that, unopposed? Claim. Renown. Intimidate. So yeah, not sure why he didn't go in with Gren. That seemed a no-brainer.
Especially if he was going to restand Jon during the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, far be it from us to suggest that Kostas could have done something better, but I wonder if he will, if he would look at this and reevaluate the challenge order he made. But, it's been a long game, not to mention his 3rd or 4th game of the day.
I was going to say, he's been playing in the cut all day, and this game, well, I mean, we lost the first 10 minutes, so this game has been over an hour and a half.
Yeah,
they've been here.
A very stressful game as well. But yeah, I do wonder if he'll think, I could have gone in with the military, Jon and Gren, restood Jon with the courtier from the Donal Noy Oathkeeper, and then get 2 power onto Jon from the Gren trigger. So maybe would have sped him up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to hear his thoughts. It'd be interesting to hear both of their thoughts on this game.
Yeah, because there have been some interesting decisions on both sides. Yeah, no crescent there. And...
Oh! Concession.
Concedes.
He knows the writing's on the wall.
Yeah. So, congratulations to Kostas.
Wow.
Our first UK Thrones War winner. So championing there as the regent for Night's Watch. It's, if anyone's interested, Night's Watch didn't actually win the entire tournament, so the overall team winner was the Targ team. But yeah, Kostas did a fantastic job as Night's Watch regent and winning as the overall Joust champion.
Yeah, I mean that win just came out of the blue there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
But yeah, I think the writing was on the wall. Kostas seemed to have it.
Yeah, he was in full control. He had those 3 milks out as well, which was really damaging for Franke's gameplay there.
Franke didn't have a reset.
No, he didn't, did he?
No, so no way of challenging Kostas' board.
And yeah, I think it just became too much for Franke to control. And considering he only had Bob as like a big character, and then everything else was kind of like support.
He did get Randall, but that was at a time he couldn't force through aggressive challenges to get some attachment on Randall and go to town.
But yeah, interesting game. So if Franke, if you watch this, you could let us know about your decision-making points there, like with the attachments. It'd be really interesting to know what your thoughts were. And yeah, massive congratulations to Kostas for being the champion.
Massive congratulations.
Well, it's first UK Thrones War champion.
Yeah, first UK Thrones War. We do have another UK Thrones War coming up, April 2020. Regent nomination form has just gone out. Fill it in if you haven't already done so. Let us know who you want to be your regent.
Yeah, be good to know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything, right? So if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by going to patreon.com/The White Walkers. And as we say, please fill in the regent nomination form for the next UK Thrones War. If you are interested in any of the plots that were prizes during this year's UK Thrones War, please let us know. We are selling a plot set of 4 plots for £10, and that's just helping us to fund the next Thrones War, basically.
Wonderful.
So yeah, thanks everyone as always, and we will see you next time.
We will. Goodbye.
Bye.